This is Richard of Doomed Moviethon and Cinema Somnambulist, and welcome to Rutger Hauer, Endgame. It's about 10 after 7. Normally I'd already be at work, but I am here on a Friday with the day off to watch somewhere between 8 or 9 Rutger Hauer movies in a row. Now I'm familiar with his films. That was my cat. I'm familiar with his films such as Lady Hawk and Sin City and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and obviously Blade Runner, but I wanted to see the other side of Rutger Hauer. I wanted to see his starring roles. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch a movie and then I'll come back and report to you with a couple of minutes of review each time, and we'll record the whole process of this movie-thon on video for a change. I'm sure there'll be some surprises. I hope that this doesn't turn into a big, fantastic, utter failure. So I've walked the dog. Everything I do it for you. And I've gone to pick up breakfast at 7-Eleven. And I guess I'm ready to start the first movie. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back after the first movie to let you know how it went. Okay. It's about 9:10, 9:15 or something like that, and I just finished watching Bone Daddy, starring Rutger Hauer. What I discovered was, first of all, bone is not a verb. Woo! Anyway, in the movie, Rutger Hauer plays Bill Palmer, a county medical examiner, retired, who is now a writer of fiction. And I put fiction in quotes because he's writing all these books based on his former cases. And this isn't a problem until he writes about a serial killer named Bone Daddy, who removes people's bones while they're still alive and mails them to the police, taunting the police. The case was never solved, so of course it's a brilliant idea to write a book about it. The thing about this movie is that everyone hates Bill Palmer. Everyone hates Rutger Hauer's character. It's really funny. He pulled some shit in the past. He cheated on his wife, and he neglected his son, and he did all this crap. So everybody hates his guts. It's really funny. The problem with the movie is the screenplay thinks we're an idiot. Like, whoever wrote it thought that some really stupid-ass people were going to be watching this movie, so nothing is left unexplained. Like, all this really obvious stuff is said out loud, and I really hate that in a movie, when characters either speak their thoughts out loud or give all this exposition so that, us dumbasses at home can follow this really complicated story. Luckily, it abandons that after an hour or so. There's lots of melodrama, there's lots of just bad dialogue, and I liked it. Of course, by the end of the movie, the ending is actually pretty good. My favorite character in the movie is a police detective named Sharon, who is this badass detective who's put on the case. She's played by someone named Barbara Williams, and what makes this woman so great is that she's so pissed off from the first moment she's on camera. She's really angry, and in one scene, my favorite scene, this guy, this scientist who's doing all this research on fibers they found on the bones, and he's being an asshole to her, and so she accuses him of being sexist. And I'm like, well, okay, but wasn't he just being an ass? Like, doesn't maybe he thinks you're a moron? Maybe it's not because you're a lady, moron. But she has all this awesome backstory. She has just great moments. Like when they find out who the killer is, she walks into frame and literally goes, "Holy shit!" It's so perfect. Like, yeah. So Bone Daddy, a decent B movie with a pretty good ending. I actually really like the ending, which I won't spoil for you here. I'm sure all you Rutger Hauer fans already have Bone Daddy. The movie was a little gruesome. There was some. They never showed the bones being removed. They always showed the after effects. So like his agent, his book agent is tied to a table, and his leg is all floppy because he took the bones out of his leg, and that was good. I guess that's all I have to say about it. Floppy leg. Alright, I'm going to go watch the next movie. I'll see you soon. Yeah, baby. Bone Daddy. Bone Daddy gonna teach you to bone. Yeah. Okay, we're back. I just got finished watching Blind Fury. When I was putting this movie on, I was worried about it being too good. I was worried, maybe I shouldn't, I should save the best for last or something. Man, I had nothing to worry about. Blind Fury is about a blind Vietnam vet named Nick Parker, played by Rutger Hauer. He's walking to Miami to visit his old Vietnam buddy who left him for dead. What his intentions are, I have no idea. But he's on his way there. Turns out that his buddy is a chemist who is mixed up with some Reno drug dealers. So the wife gets killed. He saves the kid. The wife's dying request is, take my son to his father. So he takes the kid and runs off to Reno to fight off gangsters and reunite the family. Yeah. First disappointment in this movie is that Meg Foster is in it. I love Meg Foster. Those eyes, those piercing, silvery gray eyes she has. Yeah, she's dead before the 20-minute mark. And it's just like pretty much all hope I had for the movie kind of died with her. I was like, no. The kid is annoying. I don't know who plays the kid. Probably a child actor. I did like that Randall Tex Cobb is in the movie as one of the heavies. Randall Tex Cobb, you've seen him before and all kinds of good stuff. I actually saw him in a restaurant once, I think. I was in Palm Beach at a diner with my mom, and I swear he was a couple booths behind us. I kept looking at him and looking at him, and I didn't have the courage to go say, "Hey, are you that guy?" Because I didn't know his name. In fact, I didn't know his name until just now. But anyway, he's in it. He plays a heavy. That's cool. In fact, the action sequences are all pretty cool. There's no... I definitely have no complaints about the action, but everything else was just really cheesy. It's a comedy, apparently. I had no idea that Blind Fury was a comedy. The jokes are really bad. There was one moment where I laughed my ass off. There's a scene where Rutger Hauer's character exposes this what do you call that? Blackjack or something? I don't gamble much. He exposes them as frauds, and this lady holds up the roulette. That's it. She holds up the roulette wheel, and she's like, "Cheaters! Cheaters!" That was funny. But yeah, all the rest of the jokes were awful. It was really just like it's sort of like The Blind Swordsman meets Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, I hope they didn't pitch it that way, because that's really bad. Uncle Nick, I need you. Uncle Nick, I hate you. Uncle Nick, I'm gonna miss you. Yeah. Other than some severed parts, there isn't anything really bloody in the movie. Somehow most of the sword fighting stuff is completely bloodless. I don't know how that happened. And it's all too kooky. Like, I was really disappointed. Oh, and the music. The music for this movie really sucked. Can you hear the birds screaming? I'd rather listen to that than the fucking score for this movie. It was this like funky, bluesy 80s. You know, it was oh man, the music really sucked. Yeah, that's all I have to say. The movie is cheesy as hell. The chemist is working on developing designer drugs for the gangster. Designer drugs. Okay, that's it. Time for the next movie. Yay! And I just finished Wanted, Dead or Alive. In that film, Rutger Hauer plays Nick Randall, a bounty hunter. He was named Nick in Blind Fury, too. Interesting. Both action movies, both Nicks. Something going on there. In this particular movie, he is the descendant of Steve McQueen's character in the TV show Wanted, Dead or Alive. And it's pretty cheesy. There's lots of harmonicas involved. I don't know about you, but I hate harmonica. I think it's the most horrifying sound produced in the known universe. So yeah, not a big fan of the soundtrack, though it was much better than the Blind Fury soundtrack. Gene Simmons plays the evil terrorist in this movie. Instead of being a terrorist of music, Gene Simmons is a terrorist on film. Decent bad guy, did pretty good. This movie is very typical 80s action movie. Crass, lots of cursing, no pointless nudity. I was surprised. What else? Some vague racial stereotypes. They're kind of wince-inducing, you know the type. Rutger Hauer's hair. Rutger Hauer's hair in Wanted, Dead or Alive was the most odious mullet I think I've ever seen him in. It looked really bad. It looked like a helmet, you know, protecting his... I mean, not that I have nice hair right now or anything. I mean, I spent hours in the mirror getting ready, but man, this was a scary ass mullet, and his hair was this really unnatural, freakish color. You know, it's I don't know. Anyway, on to the next movie. Oh, I did break a DVD player in the middle of Wanted, Dead or Alive. The DVD player just took a shit, so I had to go to a backup DVD player. And hopefully that'll be the last DVD player I go through today. I don't think I have time to go out to the store to buy another one, but I will if I have to. Alright, thanks a lot. I'll see you after the next movie. Okay, folks, it is now 3:35, and I just got done watching Wedlock. Oh yes, now we're cooking. This is when the shit hits the fan, okay? This is when it gets really good. Rutger Hauer plays Frank Warren, a diamond thief, who gets screwed over by his accomplices, Joan Chen and James Remar, ends up in this futuristic jail with collars on that make your head explode if you go too far out of the prison, or if you get separated from your buddy. His buddy is the luscious, beautiful Mimi Rogers. Oh yeah, co-ed prisons. Yeah. So they of course escape because he's got a stash of diamonds somewhere, and all this intrigue and all these double crosses and triple crosses and crazy crap happens. Okay, this is a fun frickin' movie. All right, this is like one of those kooky, silly, late night movies that does not care if you're not entertained. You know, it's like it's just gonna do whatever it wants without you. Like, it's impossible not to love this movie. It's just a cornball, pointless, futuristic movie. Nothing other than like little in-jokes and stuff are futuristic. Like, nothing's futuristic except the news, or like they complain about how polluted everything is. It's just ridiculous. Let me check my notes. Okay, it's like they took the best parts of Running Man, the collars that make your head explode, and a couple that is on the run that's forced to be together for some reason, and said, hey, let's make a whole movie just about the cool parts of Running Man. I mean, it was so perfect. It was perfectly cast. It was a lot of fun. It did not make you embarrassed or feel stupid for watching it. Like, it was really cool. Just a lot of fun. I think the sets were like the only thing I can complain about. When they're in the prison, the sets are like really fucking cheap. But that's about the worst of it. So that's a pretty good movie if you think about it. What else am I forgetting here? Oh yeah, everyone in the prison, they don't get numbers, they get colors. And Rutger Hauer's name in prison is Magenta. So everyone keeps calling him Mr. Magenta. I like that. And it's just a weird movie. It's a weird, strange movie. Just, you know, something you need to watch sometime, especially when you've, you know, had a few to drink, or you've watched like several movies before that, because it worked for me. Okay, I'm gonna go check the mail, see if Blood of the Heroes came in from Netflix. It's a key movie to the moviethon. I probably shouldn't have depended on Netflix to get a movie to me on time, so cross your fingers. I don't know what else. I mean, I gotta walk the dog again, so I'll walk the dog and check the mail and come back. Okay, bye. Oh yeah, who's got Blood of Heroes? I've got Blood of Heroes. Thank you, sweet Netflix. Thank you for not teasing me with your lies. I just got done with the Blood of Heroes. I gotta tell you, it was not easy to get through. A post-apocalyptic sports movie is still a sports movie, and this movie was just so dreary. The DVD was extremely dark. The audio was muddled, so it was even like I had to work really hard just to hear and understand what was going on. And Rutger Hauer plays Sallow, a professional jugger. That's what they call their football players. Who he has a team, and they're going to the city to challenge a league team because they're, jugging outside of the league. And that's the whole movie. That's the entire movie. I mean, I don't know. I'm really broken. I mean, it was really tough to get through. Vincent D'Onofrio was in it. Joan Chen was in it. What's his name? Hold on. Delroy Lindo is in it. He's really good. It's a good cast, but nothing can save that movie. I mean, they must have sounded good on paper or something, but it's just wow. I think about 30 minutes in, I was like totally done. I was ready to just give up after 30 minutes, and then by the hour mark, they get to the city, and it's a little interesting. There's some pale aristocracy people that live underground, and that was kind of neat. And how could you go up in quality after wedlock? This is clearly an example of how you can't. Wedlock may be the perfect Rutger Hauer movie. I'll see you soon. It's almost dinner time. Lieta is home from work. Margie's home. We're all home. And, yeah, we're going to do this. I just hope I don't have any more fucking Jugger movies. Jugger. Juggalos. I just watched Rutger Hauer in Past Midnight. It is now like 8 o'clock or something. It was a decent thriller. In the movie, he played someone named Ben Jordan, who is a convicted criminal. 14 years later, he gets out of jail. He gets a social worker named... I forgot her name. It's played by Natasha Richardson. They have a steamy affair thing going on. She's got a jealous friend who wants to be more than a friend, and there's all this question back and forth. Is he innocent? Is he guilty? La 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 la. It was okay. It's a good thriller. No idea who was going to be the killer or whatever. It was good. I enjoyed it. There was an extended lovemaking scene. It was clearly a film for adults or something. There's this long sex scene. It went on forever. And that's it. That was the whole movie. I don't think it was that good. Rutger Hauer was good in it. But then again, he's been good in like all these movies, so I'm going to go to 7-Eleven. I'm going to get some caffeine of some kind. And we'll watch another movie. Yay! This is always happening to me. I just watched... Actually, Lieta, Margie, and I just watched Split Second. In Split Second, Rutger Hauer plays a cop named Stone who is a little on the edge. You see, he's trying to catch a serial killer. And this is in the future. Global warming has made London flood really badly. So there's water everywhere. And then he gets this new partner who is an expert in serial killer profiling. And his name is Dick Durkin. And they have to work together to catch this serial killer. And Kim Cattrall is in it, and Kim Cattrall is really cute in this. She's got a lot of personality, a lot of pizzazz. And this was before Sex and the City, so she's actually good, you know. Pete Postlethwaite is in this. I was surprised to see him. And It was a lot of fun. It's really good. I think Split Second is on Netflix On Demand, or Netflix Online, or whatever. You should watch it. It's pretty awesome. Very wacky comedy mixed with sci-fi and horror. Little disappointing when they show what's been doing the serial killing. It's a little disappointing. I won't spoil it for you because I want you to watch it. But you know, but the movie's great. The movie's great. I think it's 9:45. I think it's 9:45 right now. It's almost 10. So I'm going to watch another Rutger Hauer movie soon. But Lieta noticed that when you're making a post-apocalyptic movie, just set it like 10 or 15 years in the future. That way you don't have to build any sets. You just use regular sets. And maybe film them all dingy and shit. So anyway, thank you for sticking around this long. I'm going to watch a movie. It is now 11:33 p.m. and I just finished watching something called Beyond Justice. Beyond Justice is a film starring Rutger Hauer, Omar Sharif, and Brett Halsey, and a bunch of other people. The musical score was by Ennio Morricone, and the film was directed by Duccio Tessari. From the moment it started, we knew we were in trouble. I don't want to watch a desert adventure. I don't want to follow a little boy who looks like a girl towards her journey to manhood. I don't feel it's necessary for me to do that in my life. And I need you to know that that's not what I'm about. What I am about is stopping the moviethon right now. But there's movies. There's still more Rutger Hauer movies. So tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to do some bonus films for this moviethon. I hope I'll see you there. 'Cause I don't know, man. Beyond Justice. Rutger Hauer is like a guy named Tom Burton. Is that a play on Tim Burton? What does that mean? What does it mean to go to the desert, to shoot machine guns, to fire Stinger rockets? You know, what does it all mean? Is it like Lawrence of Arabia? I don't understand. What I do understand that if you have Omar Sharif, Brett Halsey, and Rutger Hauer in a movie, you've got a stupid fucking movie. So thank you. Did I mention that Lieta made macaroni and cheese tonight and had feta cheese in it? It was awesome. She also made mustard greens. Good night. Or is it? Well, folks, it's Saturday. It's about 6:35 p.m. The moviethon pretty much ended at about 11:30 last night when I beheld the majesty, the majestic majesty, the majestic majesty majestique of Rutger Hauer in Beyond Justice. And I still had a couple films that I wanted to get to at least sometime this weekend, so consider this your bonus footage for the Rutger Hauer Endgame. What you hear in the background is the closing song of a movie called A Breed Apart, which is on Netflix on demand right now. In the movie, Rutger Hauer plays someone named Jim, who is a Vietnam vet, another Vietnam veteran, that is trying to protect some eagles on his private land. And everybody's giving this guy shit. Everybody wants stuff from this poor, totally freaked out, damaged individual. And, you know, this movie is okay. Let's just say it's a little Earth-friendly. Like, it's like writing Happy Earth Day on the end of a hammer and then bashing yourself in the face with it until all you can think about is the American bald eagle. So yeah, it was a little heavy-handed. Other people in the movie, Donald Pleasance, Powers Booth, Kathleen Turner's in this one. It's something. You know, give it a shot. I almost wanted to dip out really early on, but Rutger Hauer is so freaking weird in this movie. I mean, he is really strange. Even for him, his character is so bizarre. He's like in his own little magical world, even more so than normal. It's interesting. If nothing else, check out A Breed Apart for the for Rutger Hauer's performance. I'm not going to say much more than that. So I'm going to go ahead and watch another movie and probably wrap this up, and then I'll give you my final word on Rutger Hauer. On Rutger Hauer Endgame, I'll talk about Rutger Hauer's awesome voice, and of course, the fact that he's Dutch. He's Dutch. Get over it. And the very last movie of this movie-thon is Omega Doom. I couldn't think of a better way to stop watching Rutger Hauer movies than to stop on Omega Doom. Omega Doom is a post-apocalyptic, futuristic movie where Rutger Hauer plays the title character. He is a humanoid robot who was injured in the Great War between humans and robots, and he forgot his prime directive, which is to destroy humans. He shows up in this weird little border town where supposedly there's a bunch of weapons hidden somewhere, human weapons, and the last remaining robots are trying to fight over this mysterious cache of weapons so they can destroy a supposedly real army of human beings, which is coming to destroy all robots. You heard what I just said. No, that's what the movie's about. For silliness, like something that would have made perfect sense to me when I was 10 or 11, Omega Doom is it. I wish that movie had come out when I was really young, because it's a kid wouldn't question what was going on. A kid won't try to read into it, like, what is the director saying? And I mean, what is the director saying with this movie? Like, humans suck, robots, suck. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. The worst thing about it is that it's almost good. It almost knocks it out of the park. I mean, it's very weird. So you've got the weird factor. But then the special effects are really crappy, which shouldn't really be that big of a deal. But I've noticed a trend in some of Rutger Hauer's choices in movies is that he'll do something that has an interesting screenplay, regardless of the fact if the people can pull off this movie. I really wish it would have come out in 1983. There would have been something special about it there. And I'm sure it has its fans. I'll probably get people trying to explain to me why it's good. I don't want to open those emails. You're not Dutch. Are you a Dutchman? Dutch. Dutch, Dutch, Dutch. So anyway, this is the end of the moviethon. What have I learned? Like I said earlier, I learned that Rutger Hauer's always good. He's always perfect, whatever movie he's in. He's always the perfect Rutger Hauer for the movie. I found out that he's Dutch. I found out that he has two voices that he uses. He has a very gravelly, serious voice that you hear most of the time. Other times you hear his nasal voice which comes out. And he'll get like really nasal. Like for some reason he'll get really nasally like this. I don't know what that is. But it'll come out when he's trying to emphasize a point or when he's going crazy, the nasal voice will come out. In fact, in Wedlock he does that nasal voice through the whole movie, and that was awesome. Like, his character was just so lovable in that movie. Let's review. Okay, the first movie we watched, Bone Daddy. Cool ending. Sort of gross, sort of gruesome thriller. Had the awesome Detective Sharon in it. She was really cool. Just an awesome character. Lots of rage, lots of pent-up rage in that chick. Very disappointing Blind Fury. I can't believe how much that movie sucked. I was really pissed. Then I watched Wanted, Dead or Alive, which has the honor of having the worst hair on Rutger Hauer. Wedlock is easily the best movie in this movie-thon. If you are open-minded and you want to have something silly and fun, watch Wedlock. It does not give a shit. It does not care. It just goes from one crazy-ass situation to another. Mimi Rogers is great. Joan Chen is always good. And then I made the mistake of watching The Blood of Heroes. The Blood of Heroes was awful. Like, really dreary. Really, oof. It wasn't the worst movie in the movie-thon, but I really had a tough time with that movie. When side characters, the whole aristocracy, when the side characters are instantly more interesting than the main characters, there's a big fucking problem. That has cult movie spray painted all over it. I mean, it's like, it's a dreary post-apocalyptic sports movie. Past Midnight was okay. It was an okay thriller. Can't say I enjoyed it very much. I think Natasha Richardson, not a favorite. Split Second is just awesome. Explosive, fun, gory sci-fi insanity. Lots of one-liners. Kim Cattrall being cute. Come on, she hasn't done that in a long time. The worst piece of fucking shit in this whole movie-thon, which is Beyond Justice. Beyond Justice. Beyond entertainment? Ooh. No, beyond bullshit. Like, it's unbelievable garbage. I didn't even mention Elliot Gould is in that movie. So, and Elliot Gould has this little thin mustache, and he looks really creepy. There's this sequence where the mother and the son are like having a bonding moment. He's He's watching with this horrible smile on his face from the bushes. It's like, yay, it's really... I hope he did that on purpose, hoping that he'd get cut out of the movie. So that was the end of day one. Day two, I recovered all day, did chores, slept, whatever I needed to do before I was ready for more Rutger Hauer. And I watched A Breed Apart. A Breed Apart is bad literature. A Breed Apart is very bad literature and Earth Day combined together. You have that innocent character, he's damaged, the world doesn't understand him, and he needs a good woman to straighten him out, and there's always some evil force that is trying to destroy him and destroy them, and fuck, that movie is really irritating. Well made, huge budget, big stars, but Earth Day. And last but not least, Omega Doom. Rutger Hauer having a ball, fighting as a robot, fighting some robots on robots. And that's it. I don't know what else to say. I am definitely going to chill out. Thank you, and have a pleasant time doing what you're doing. Make sure you have your own moviethon. You could have a moviethon with Miguel Ferrer. You could have a moviethon with Peter Berg. You could have a moviethon with Lorenzo Lamas, Michael Paré. This is for you.